So hey guys, it's Ziant again,
Kill confirmed.
and it's Black Ops on Thanksgiving.
Do whatever it
Happy
takes
Thanksgiving,
to
everybody.
finish the mission.
So let's get right into it, once again. After I get off this rock, I wanted to talk specifically about map design determining weapon balance, and vice versa. I talked about that briefly in Medal of Honor Warfighter, because that game was incredibly close quarters. Closer quarters even than Black Ops 2, which is saying something, because these maps are, while they're not small by, say, Infinity Ward shipments or Dome standards, they are small by the original Black Ops standards, and especially World at War standards. So, and they all play really, really small, which is nice because the action is always going. But it's chaotic, to say the least. And one side effect of having map design that is so close is that submachine guns, at least in Call of Duty, with their tight hipfire spread and the ability to put steady aim on them in attachment form, means that SMGs are going to rule the day.
Friendly counter UAV inbound.
And you'll get a lot of people saying, oh, MP7 hipfire noob, or MSMC tryhard, or
Lightning strike coordinates received.
various things that people are prone to say when they're angry in a multiplayer game. But it's not really a fault so much of the gun mechanics, because I'm using a Type 25, which is as close to an SMG as I've found in the assault rifle category. But there's a very different way that at least I have to play with an assault rifle. I cannot rush nearly as much as I used to with, say, a hipfire MP7 or an MSMC or even a PEW, though I don't like that gun. And you have to think that as Treyarch was developing Black Ops 2, they knew that the community didn't necessarily like the fact that there were a lot of really slow maps. Array being one of the worst offenders. I mean, that map was absolutely terrible when it came to game speed. Nothing ever happened. You would spawn, run 5 minutes, see no one, run 5 minutes back the other way, and then die. And have to do it all over again, because invariably there was some guy in a corner with ghosts just waiting on you. And then you would yell at him over the mic, he would say nothing, or maybe snicker, and you would go on with the game. But because a lot of the maps in the original Black Ops had longer sightlines and fewer closer engagements, assault rifles became the rule of the day. Especially the high fire rate ones, because while those had a lower damage than, say, the AK-47 or the Commando, they could kill quicker up close, so there was no reason not to use them. Which gets me thinking about Battlefield, because this was and is a Battlefield channel primarily. When Aftermath comes out, you'll be seeing a lot more of that. In Battlefield, competitively, you don't see many recons, or engineers, or supports. Because the assault rifles, especially the M416, the AEK to some extent, and the M16, of course, have enough damage and enough fire rate and controllable enough recoil that they can succeed at any range on any map. So even the smaller maps, at least for some game modes like No Shark and Owls, where SMGs, carbines, even, sniper rifles with the proper optic are viable options, you'll see a lot of people running around with M416s, M16s, AEKs, even G3s, because the damage and the hipfire and the accuracy is good enough that there's no reason not to use them. Now, of course, the carbines and the PWs with laser sights, all of those have better hipfire than the assault rifles. But you can rush with an assault rifle just fine in Battlefield. And I find that in Black Ops 2, I have to play much more conservative. As you see me doing in this game, I'm staying behind cover, I'm taking Skulls and Spades advice, and aiming down sight a whole lot. I had the adjustable stock on this, so I move a lot faster while strafing, making sure that there's always cover between me and my enemy, doing what Woody's gamertag calls controlling the engagement. And it works. I go 31-3 in this game, and if I'd been a little more cognizant of my surroundings, I would have gone 40, maybe even 50 kills. But such as it is, I didn't. But I did play a lot more conservatively, I stuck to an area a lot more, I wasn't running around the map like a chicken with its head cut off, I was making sure that all gunfights were on my own terms, that I knew where my enemies were, and that they had a much smaller target to shoot at than I had them. And in cases like this one, where I think I'm going to lose a fight, I back off, because I can. And in this case, there's a shotgun guy there, and I think I'm not going to deal with him. There's no point, because I can run away. And there's a teammate right there who can protect my back. If I'd have had an MP7, or an MSMC, or PDW, or any of the SMGs in my hands, would I be playing as conservative? No. You'd be seeing me firing from the hip a whole lot more. You'd be seeing me traversing a lot more of the map. And whether I'd be getting the kill streaks I get in this game, I don't know. But I have to think that the designers at Treyarch said to themselves, we want faster gameplay, which means smaller maps. And assault rifles ruled our last game, so we need SMGs to compensate. And so they did, but Treyarch overcompensated. And SMGs are now so dominant that assault rifles, while still very usable, because I can in this game, and I do, you have to really work your butt off and play very differently than you could in previous CODs. But I enjoy the challenge the assault rifles present, especially the burst fire ones. While it's not always as fun to play or watch, getting good is always enjoyable.